Greetings humans. It is good to be speaking with you again. Things have been bothering me since the recent election. No, not the rise of the Donald Trump presidency. Though a Donald Duck presidency might have gone just as well. What irks me is the insanity that people are going through. Rioting, causing violence, discriminating against each other because of skin color, political preference, spreading panic, and even people threatening to assassinate our new president-elect. It is out of control. Where is Superman when you need him? Supergirl even? Oh, that is right. They do not exist. We have instead to rely on each other for support and calm. And who else is supposed to be there for us in our time of need? Oh yes, the President of the United States has a duty and responsibility to quell unrest, to step forward and utter words of calm when times are desperate and people are in fear. He comes out to talk about gun control every time there is a mass shooting. Well, where is he now? Why is he not speaking out against the violence and the terror that Trump and non-Trump supporters alike are perpetrating? Even Trump himself came out and told people to stop it, so what is the problem? Our country needs not just decision-making, but peace of mind. Real leadership. So why is Obama not leading right now? Is he too busy? Even Oprah of all people came out in favor of Pope. And for it she was lambasted by the people who always supported her. It is the responsibility of the president to restore order and justice. How dare the liberal media say otherwise? People will use any excuse now to riot, loot, and cause violence and property damage in the name of protest. It gives the people who want to bring about real, positive change a bad name. There is a problem with overly violent police officers in this country. Not nearly as many as we have believed to believe, but some. And that is too many. But just as there are peaceful ways to deal with someone accused of a crime, there are also more peaceful and productive means of protesting injustice. Which brings me to my next topic. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. I figure it goes without saying. I will not however fall into the trap of saying all lives matter. It would belittle the meaning of this movement, and I understand what they are about. Though I do not necessarily agree with them in every case. I will explain. First I will say that I do agree with less police violence. However, I am more concerned with violence against police officers themselves. Whenever I hear about a case of a police officer shooting an unarmed black man, I have to stop and ask a few questions first. Look at all of the angles. Black Lives Matter will immediately start protesting, rioting, causing damage, inciting violence against all cops, causing traffic problems, and spreading hate wherever they go. So when do clear heads prevail? The questions I ask: what was the situation? Was the alleged victim alone? What was said victim doing? Was he committing any crime? Was he rushing the officer? Did he try to run, and if so why? Was there any verbal exchange? Did he have his hand in the waistband, or was he reaching for something? Did he calmly do as the officers told him? Are there video and audio of the incident? How many other officers were present? What was the ethnicity of the shooting officer? Could it have been an accident? Did they make an attempt to revive the alleged victim? Were there witnesses? What is the evidence? Does the officer have a history of violence? Questions Black Lives Matter will ask. Was he black? Yes. Was he killed? Yes. Time to riot and threaten people's lives. Yay. The reason I ask these questions is that we need to know the answers. I also know that there are often multiple sides to a story. The ones that most often report these types of incidents are reporters for the liberal media. Their agenda is to spread fear, hate, confusion. Okay, to be fair, the same goes for almost all media. Unfair and unbalanced. But a big part of this reporting is about getting ratings. Black lives do not matter to the media. News are what they are after. And pushing their own perspective. The fact is that with most of these shooting cases no evidence whatsoever is presented, and no questions are answered. These answers are rare, and can take a long time. A bit too long in fact. Many times they have flat out lied about the facts. Stations like CNN have stated emphatically that the victim was unarmed, when in fact he had a gun on the shooting officer. This is not a mistake. It is a blatant lie that nearly everyone is willing to buy into because they give you just enough for the people to decide it is time to protest again. Seriously, how do some of these people make money? Do they work? Oh, right. People are paying them to protest, which has been proven beyond any shadow of doubt multiple times. More disturbing to me is the fact that they continuously try to incite violence against cops, often actually assaulting them during so-called peaceful protests. How in the nine worlds does this help anyone? There is no progress. There is no diplomacy. And too often there is simply hate. Why are there not more meetings between BLM leaders and head officials examining the problems and poring over evidence? Well, there is the fact that the numbers do not match. Every poll conducted shows that African Americans are less likely to be shot and killed. Not more. Sure. We absolutely need better oversight and training for officers. We also need mandatory body cams on them. But then again, officers are getting killed more because they are afraid to pull the trigger. This is a genuine threat to cops nowadays. They are more afraid of the press than some criminals themselves. Also, I cannot fully support an organization that openly discriminates against another race, namely white people. How can you fight racism if you yourself are actively being racist? And I know I have talked about this before, but reverse racism is not a thing. Reverse racism by definition is simply not being racist. I could not care less about the color of anyone's skin. Unless it is green, because green is sexy. Or perhaps it is just me. In the immortal words of Kermit the Frog, it is not easy being green. Nor is it necessarily easy being of any skin color than the majority of people around you. Which is why it is so important to accept and respect yourself and others completely. Just not to the point where you start to hate others because of their skin color, or any other reason, as hate is utterly pointless. Unless it is for telemarketers. This is justified. But no one else. That goes for people of all colors and races, human and otherwise. I would also like to encourage everyone to see just which group started Black Lives Matter, and why. It did not originate in America. As this video is getting a bit long, I will finish by saying that you really should do all of the research that you can before supporting a group like BLM. Follow the money, as humans are fond of saying. Ask questions. Do not simply believe everything you are told, and then go on a verbal rampage. Think. Consider. Investigate. Then decide. I am all for less violence, But there may be better and more productive ways than joining a movement like this. Also, in closing, we do need to expect more from the president. He works for us after all. Even the Trump. If we do not agree with the way he does things, we may have the opportunity to say, Mr. Trump, you are fired. Thanks for listening, friends. Think about it. Love for all, and all for love.